Hey guys.
Hello everyone and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday with Sam and Ray, episode number 13.
Yep, lucky number 13. So guys, today we are talking about another principle on our Money Talks series about how to achieve financial independence or financial freedom. And one of those things is becoming debt-free or eliminating your debt. Now, I don't know if this is an obvious concept to everybody. It was not obvious at all. In fact, it wasn't even on our radar when Ray and I were going through college and graduating from college. Hey, Melissa, thanks for joining. And we went to a really good school. We went to a really good high school. Then Ray and I both graduated from the Naval Academy. I'd say that's a pretty good, academic institution. And nowhere along the way did somebody stop to tell us, like, hey, don't accrue debt. In fact, it almost seemed like people were encouraging us because that seemed like the norm, that everybody just accrues a bunch of debt. You have credit cards, you buy a new car, you get a mortgage, all these things. And hey, Maggie, good to see you. It was this idea that accruing debt was a normal thing. So of course we did what was normal. Hey Walt, hey Dad. So anyway, it wasn't until we were given a book by my mom, and I'm so grateful that she got us that book because it changed everything for us for the course of our financial future. Hey Deanna, good to see you. But we learned a concept about how to eliminate debt, if you're already in debt, how to get rid of it, and then live a life of being debt-free.
Hey Jill, what's going on?
Hey Jill. So basically, we're going to teach you that principle today because, there's a lot of different strategies about how to become debt-free. And we're not saying that this is the one, this is the only way. This is just one that has helped us tremendously. It's literally changed the direction of our financial future forever. We would be in a much worse place right now. And not because we were being reckless, we were just being normal. We were doing what everybody else does, I bought a new car right after I graduated from the Naval Academy. I bought a house, which the house is an investment and all that. I'm not even going to get into that. I'm just going to say that, it became a normal thing for us to just use credit cards and kind of, keep accruing more debt. So we're going to show you a technique that we learned from Dave Ramsey. I'm sure many of you know him. Drop a comment if you have read anything by Dave Ramsey and you know what I'm talking about. But this book is The Total Money Makeover. Cannot recommend it highly enough. And this is what helped us to get out of debt. And, a reason to get out of debt, guys, I think we can agree that when we carry debt of any kind, whether it's credit card or mortgages or school loans anything, we get overwhelmed and it feels like there's this cloud, this heavy burden just always hanging over us. And it's really hard to ever progress in your financial situation if you're always carrying more debt than you can pay off. I know some people will say, okay, well, I have stuff on a credit card, but I pay it off every month. We're talking about when your debt is greater than the money, the assets that you actually have. So we want to show you, if you're interested in how to snowball your debt, like Dave Ramsey teaches, and why it's so exciting, actually, when you start to implement this strategy for eliminating debt. So I am going to turn the camera around, and Ray's going to go over to the whiteboard and kind of show you. So let's see if I can be a good camera person. Oh, no. I ended it, I think. Oh, no. Did I end it? Am I still there? I think I'm there. Yeah, we're there. We're there.
Are we good?
Somebody drop a comment if we're still here. No, we're live. We're live. You'd think this was my first one. Okay.
All right.
So Ray's going to talk.
Facebook Lives are fun because they're real and people mess things up, and it's okay because we flex and do them. So, like Sam said, there are a lot of different strategies for becoming debt-free. Dave Ramsey just had to have one that was introduced in our life, and it made sense, and it was simple. And, it's based on a couple principles that I'll get into. But like Sam said, it's all about snowballing debt, and I'll talk about how we do that. So step one in all of this is, getting current on all your payments. We listed them all down, and we'll get into that in a minute.
Bills.
Whatever you owe, whoever money you owe, whether it be a credit card, a car loan, student loan, mortgage, list them all down and start with the lowest down to the highest, and I'll explain why in a minute. The next one we're going to do is establish your monthly minimums that you absolutely have to pay every month, because that's going to help you with your next step, which is setting and executing a budget. And, we talked a little bit about the budget in weeks past, But, for us and everyone else, your budget, what it cost, this is exactly what it costs your family to live. Okay, so what does it cost to keep the lights on? What does it cost to keep, a roof over your head? What does it cost to feed your family and make all your payments on money you owe to people, like those other ones we talked about, okay? So those are your budget, which at the end of the month, once you hit all those, I guarantee you there's wiggle room in your life where you'll be able to identify some discretionary funds or money that isn't required for you and your family to live. Okay?
Hey, Yalchi, good to see ya.
Once you set that budget and figure out what your discretionary, funds are, the next step is setting $1,000 aside in a cash emergency fund. And the reason we have that $1,000 cash emergency fund is so as we're snowballing all this debt that you might have, you won't be tempted to go back and charge something on a credit card and accrue more debt that you had in the past. So, once you go through and set this monthly budget, you'll be able to decide, how much extra money you have at the end of the month. So for this example, let's say you were able to squeeze out an extra, and these numbers are all examples, guys. The debt is too. To say you were able to squeeze out an extra $400 a month on top of what it costs your family to live. Now, that will take you just over 2 months to save this $1,000 in cash, okay? So now step 2 is complete, okay? Now we're on to...
That's our emergency fund.
The emergency fund that we explained before, $1,000 there. So now we're into, month 3, okay? At the end of month 3, you have all this complete. So now where does that $400 go? Assuming you were able to set and execute that budget month after month after month. So now this $400 can go to your debt. Now this is an example debt picture. This is just an example. So say person Joe has one credit card with $1,000 on it, and the monthly minimum is $50 a month. He has a credit card B with $3,000 on it in debt that he owes, and it's costing him $150 a month in minimum payments. Next, let's assume he's got a car loan. He still owes $12,000 on the car, and it costs him $400 minimum a month. Say he went to school and has $25,000 left in student loans, which costs him another $300, and he's got a mortgage and he's got $250,000 left on it, and his mortgage is $1,500 a month. So back to this $400 left over once you do your budget. Once you have that $1,000 saved in your cash emergency fund, those $400 roll right into here, and now you're going to start to see the snowball effect. And this is why we put our lowest debt at the top. One, because if you start applying this $400 down here or here to $25K, how long do you think it's going to take you to pay that off? Chip away at. And 2, psychologically, that's not something you want to deal with right off the bat. You're going to feel like a failure. So it's important to get a win out the back. There are other philosophies that say, hey, pay the one with the highest interest rate first, but we'll explain why the snowball effect was so effective for us. So now this $400 gets added to this $50. So what does that become? $450 per month that you're able to allocate to this credit card A. So in almost just over 2 months, this credit card A is gone. That monthly payment is gone. Okay?
And that feels good. Just getting one credit card out of the way, that feels really good.
One win, checked off the box in just over 2 months, okay? So now that payment's gone. Now this $450 rolls into this credit card B, which turns into $600 a month. Okay? So now you're looking at 5 more months, and you are...
Somebody, 3,000 divided by 600.
So now you're looking at, just over 5 months, and you're going to have $3,000 paid off in debt. Okay? So now you got another win. Credit card B's gone.
So both credit cards paid off. You're feeling good.
You're 7 months into this, okay? Now the $600 a month that's on top of your original budget rolls into your car loan. So that equals an extra $1,000 a month to throw at that $12K, okay? On top of your minimum payments, now you're looking to have your car paid off in a year, okay? So that's eliminated. That's pretty sweet. Now you own your car. Now you're starting to own assets. Okay, now this $1,000 a month, once we have that taken care of, you've already been paying your minimum payment, but now that you've got all these 3 knocked out, this $1,000 applies right here. All of a sudden, you're paying $1,300 a month. You're now going to pay off your student loans over 4 times faster than you would have paying those monthly minimums. Right. All because you let the snowball go into effect for your lower debts, and now you have $1,300 a month extra to pay that off. You're going to pay that student loan off 4 times faster. Now when you take a look at your mortgage, which is $1,500 a month, that $1,300 comes down to here. Snowball is right down. The ball's getting bigger. The money you have to pay off debt. So now you have $2,800 going towards this mortgage. You're going to pay it off almost twice as fast. You're going to eat in that principal right away, or a lot quicker than you would have. So, you know, this principle takes some time to apply, but when you're confident in it, you're disciplined, and you set the plan, you're going to start to begin to own assets, and you're going to start to eventually become debt-free. It worked for us, and it was fantastic. So I hope you guys found this valuable, and hopefully you find it useful in your life, because it definitely was for us.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on. I saw that my mom has hopped on. Mom, I thanked you in the beginning. You're the one who gave us this wisdom by sharing Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover. And again, guys, we know there are many options out there of how to get debt free. This was one that really worked for us, and I'm telling you, it feels really good when you can get out of debt, and it just starts little by little, and it's awesome. So hope you'll heed it.
Yeah, and next week we're going to talk about the second pillar of financial freedom, which is creating multiple streams of income, and ideally passive income, residual income, which is what I'm very excited about because it's done a lot for our family. So.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Love you all. Hey, guys. Hey, Patrick. Hey, Troy. Hey, Holly. Hey, guys. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, Holly. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on, guys.
Talk to you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.